Okay.
Hello everyone, we are approaching the final stretch of the virtual summit, but we still have so many things to tell. My name is Guillermo, and I work as an operational excellence consultant for Zurich, and I'm a member of Next, co-leading the role of external connection together with Max. For those who doesn't know Next is an initiative that was born within Zurich, in search of giving a voice to the new generation. If we look at the market, in 2025, the 75% of the workforce will be made up of millennials. However, very few millennials have real decision-making power within organizations. We are committed to intergenerational dialogue to future-proof the companies. This is why we carry out various initiatives such as cross-mentoring programs or the reason why we are here today, the Virtual Summit, where experts from the best companies talk about interesting topics that can have an impact on our lives and in the world. Today, Pascal Blunschi, former kickboxing world championship and founder of X30, is with us to talk about work-life balance and corporal health. During the presentation, I encourage you to ask questions through the Q&A chat. We will dedicate the last minutes to answer them. So thank you very much, Pascal. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Hi and welcome. Thank you for having me. It's a big honor for me to speak to you. Well, let's start. First with my introduction. My name is Pascal Blunschi. I'm living in Baden, Switzerland. And as you told before, I have a sporting background and I'm a former kickboxing world champion. I'm founder of X30, which is a strength and conditioning training concept, and I work full-time as a personal trainer and coach with general people and also professional athletes in different areas. I also work for different companies in the corporate health management, and yeah, that's my background, and I'm really happy to share some knowledge with you. Well, for the agenda, we first want to talk about a little bit about work-life balance, and I want to give you some tips how to reach a better work-life balance. So this is going to be the educational part. After that, we are heading to the corporate health management. I want to show you some options and solutions, giving you some examples which we work with different companies. And we want to talk about the initial question, is corporate health management an effective investment or is it waste of money? After the conclusion, we're heading to the open discussion where we want to talk about this question and all the questions you got. So don't worry, it's not going to be only on a theoretical part. We want to make it a little bit more interactive. So we want to use menti.com. So grab your cell phone and open menti.com and use the code you see below, 93078875. And first of all, I want to know, how would you rate your current work-life balance at all? So 1 is poor, 10 is perfect, and also we will talk about the 4 pillars, and I want to know how you rate the different pillars: training, nutrition, recovery, and mindset. So once again, heading to menti.com and let's take the survey. And after that, we will follow some more questions in form of a quiz about these 4 pillars. Oh, Guillermo, can we switch? Did it work?
Pascal, we are already sharing the question. If you want, we can continue with the next Mentimeter.
Great.
So let's go to the next slide.
Yes, let's move on to the next one. Well, we have some questions now in form of a quiz. And after that, you can try to answer fast to earn more points. But I guess let's wait 1 second before there are a lot of people, more people coming in. I don't know, would you maybe go 1 slide back? I guess there are people which couldn't. Okay, so that's the first question. How many people worldwide suffer from overweight and obesity? What do you think? How many people are they? Well, great. A lot of people got this right. Nice. So we're going to talk about this a little bit later. We move on to the next question. Well, this depends a little bit, but great. Great job. Let's move on to the next one. Great. So I guess you got a good, healthy lifestyle if you know all these answers. That's good. Okay, do you have one more, or was this the last one, Guillermo?
This was the last one, I think.
Okay.
So right now I'm going to need you to start sharing your presentation again.
Yes. All right. Do you see my screen right now?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we are talking about work-life balance right now, and we are going for the 4 pillars, as we have seen. Yeah, the big question always is how to master a good work-life balance in general. I mean, a healthy lifestyle actually isn't that hard. We all know we need to eat right, sleep enough, reduce stress, exercise more often. But why does it happen that, let's say, for example, as we have seen, the overweight and obesity is a big problem in the world, and I guess in a lot of countries. And why is it so hard? And I think it's never a lack of knowledge; it's always a lack of action. So I want to start, let's say, my presentation with a quote of Bruce Lee, which says, "Knowing is not enough; we must apply." Or willing is not enough, we must do. And I guess in the general health, in the work-life balance, it's all about doing something, and we need to do more if we want to have a healthier and better life. So as we have seen, there are common issues as overweight, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, burnout, and so on. And yeah, we need to think about how are they, where they're coming from. I mean, their lack of movement, overeating, too much stress, too much sitting, and so on. And I guess it's a big major problem in the world. Right now, everybody is talking about the COVID situation, but we are also facing hard problems with this kind of issues. And I think it's very important that we not only focus on the COVID thing, also focus on the 4 pillars as we talking right now. Well, let's have a deeper look into these 4 pillars. I would like to now to give you some tips which you can easily implement in your life. We start with training. Yeah, we spend every day too much time in a sitting position. In Switzerland, it's about, the Swiss average is 6 hours a day. A lot of people are sitting too much. That leads to some different issues, as you can see in the picture on the right. So we have a poor posture, neck pain, headaches, and so on, which is the problem we have here. And generally, overweight comes from lack of movement, poor nutrition, and as a thing we can do here is we need to bring a little bit more movement in our life. and we can do this by working out. And as you have seen the quiz before, it's recommended that you work out 2 to 3 times a week, at least 30 minutes, to have more movement. And I mean, strength training, interval training are great options to reduce stress, to build a solid foundation for your body. And you can add some yoga, Pilates, endurance exercises, and also home workouts. So I guess there are different options which you can go for sports, and it's all the time a matter of or a lack of action. We didn't do it, so I guess it's very important to bring more movement into the day. And also we can do it by stand up more often. Maybe if you work in the office during phone calls, you can stand up and stretch a little bit, or you try to walk more. If you are going to work by the public transport, exit one stop earlier and walk the rest, or also complete 10,000 steps a day to burn more calories, bring more movement in the life. And a pretty good one is actually avoid escalators and elevators. I mean, during the quote, burn calories, not electricity, it's a pretty easy task which you can bring more movement into your life. So in conclusion, move more, do more for your body, work out more, and you're gonna feel better. So for the nutrition part, we need to eat every day, but we need to eat the right things. That's the big question. A lot of our food is a result of our habits, and you have to ask yourself, are they good or bad? So it's very, very important that you observe your eating habits a little bit more closely and try to make your daily diet a little bit more varied with fresh, unprocessed foods. Because we all have busy schedules, we have a busy life, and that we are tending to eat too much fast food or junk food, which are not good for our health. So if you see in the picture on the left, we need to eat a variety of healthy foods every day, which means have plenty of vegetables and fruits. Is very important, as we see with the question we had in the quiz, the take 5. We need to eat a little bit more vegetables and fruits every day to maintain all the vitamins and antioxidants and so on. And also protein is very important for us, especially if you're working out. It's very important to make sure to have enough protein because it supports the building of muscles, which also helping you if your goal, for example, is to lose fat. Also, whole grain foods are very important, but you need to take the good sources. And also drinking too much is pretty important. We are drinking too less every day, and it's recommended to drink 2 to 3 liter water a day, and doing this during the whole day, so you stay hydrated. Yeah, as I said, take five portion of vegetables and fruits every day. If you think about what have you eaten the last 5 days, yeah, that's going to be hard. It's a hard task, but it's very important to go with small steps. Also, we need to avoid a little bit more sugar because sugar have a lot of calories, and if we want to stay good in a good shape, we need to avoid it a little bit more. I mean, nutrition is a very hard topic, and nobody's perfect. And I also sometimes you need to have something which makes you happy. And I follow the 80-20 principle as I try to eat 5-6 days a week. I'm look on my nutrition. I try to eat right, to eat good food, and one day I take it a little bit more easy. And I think also here it's a matter of the balance you need to maintain. So what you can take away from here is try to eat a little bit more vegetable and fruits, avoid sugar, and then you will make huge progress in the future. one more, recovery is also very important to have a good and balanced life. As we say, train hard or recover harder. I mean, sleep is the king of recovery, and we need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. A lot of people are lacking this because, yeah, it's too much stress, too much things to do. It's in general sometimes 4 or 5 hours a night, and this is too less. And I guess it's very important to go to sleep before 11 p.m. to reach a very good sleep quality. Also, a game changer could be if you use your cell phone for your waking up calls. Um, Set up the flight mode, because there were studies which shows that it could be a disturbance during your sleep and having an impact on your sleep quality. So what you take away from here is sleep more. Also, it's very important to reduce stress with good self and work management. I mean, we all have busy lives, busy schedules, and I guess it's very important to have a good plan. Planning is the key. And as you say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You need to make a little bit more on a daily structure, weekly structure to plan a little bit more. So it's also important to take breaks, or to planning to take breaks. And a good one is also to have a clean desk and a clean folder structure, to be a little bit more organized, to have a little bit more focus on the work you're doing. A very important thing is also the breathing. As we have seen, we are sitting too much every day, and as we do so, we are working, we are focusing on our work, we are lacking also the breathing. We need to breathe deep down to the stomach, and often we forget that, and the breathing is only on the upper part of the body. So a very cool exercise I want to show you now is the box breathing, which is pretty easy to use. Let's say you work for an hour and you need a short break, you need to stand up, move a little bit, stretch a little bit, and then you start the box breathing, which works as this. You inhale for 4 counts, then you hold it for 4 counts, exhale 4 counts, and then you hold it for 4 counts again. And after that, you finish the first cycle, and you can go on for 5, 10 cycles as long as you want. And also, if you have trouble for sleeping, to fall asleep, then you can also take this exercise to calm down a little bit more and get some sleep better. So what you take away from here: try to sleep more, plan your life, plan your schedules, plan some breaks, and also breathe more, breathe better to have a better recovery. Last but not least, what I have learned as an athlete, as a coach, a positive mindset is the foundation of success. In every area of our life, it's very important to think more positive. I mean, we have about 70,000 thoughts every day, whereby a large part of our thought processes takes place unconsciously. So the question is, do you think consciously rather positive or negative? And I guess we sometimes tending a little bit to think negative. I mean, during this COVID crisis we are still in, a lot of negative things are going on also in the media. There are negative influences, and sometimes it's pretty hard to stay positive. But I think if you want to lose weight, if you want to get in shape, or if you have a goal, whatever it is, it's very helpful, and it's necessary to have a good and proper mindset, because thoughts are powerful, and as they say, what your thoughts, they become your words, what your words they become your actions, and what your actions, they become your habits. And it's always a question of, are they negative or positive? So what I can give you some tips. I try to start and end every day with positive thoughts. That means when I wake up, I try to implement 4 or 5 very positive thoughts for the day. I'm thinking about how this day gonna be, what are my goals for the day, it's gonna be a good day. And when I go to bed, I think about what happened pretty good, what I'm thankful for, and this is a very, very strong task, and I would highly recommend it to you that you try to use it every day and make this to a habit. Also, it's very important that we smile a little bit more. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's hard in the days. We have busy schedules. The crisis doesn't make it even better. So we need to stay positive, and smiling gives you good emotions. And I think it's very necessary these days that we have that we smile a little bit more and give more positiveness into this world. Also, gratitude is the key to happiness. Yeah, we need to be grateful for our health, for our life, for our job. And this is also a good thing which gives us positive thoughts and a positive mindset. Last but not least, I think it's very important to set goals in every area of your life. It's in the company or for the personal things you want to reach. Yeah, set goals, write them up, and then take action because that matters, as we have seen in the initial quote I have shown you. Yeah, it's all about taking action, and that's what I want to give you right now for the conclusion for the work-life balance. Yeah, try to move more, try to eat better, sleep more, and think positive. And that's my call to action for you. You don't need to change your whole life at once, but as you can see on the picture on the right, if you are adding small steps every day, you make a big change in the long term. And I guess this is what really matters. Yeah, try to avoid maybe some sugar or work out a little bit more, sleep a little bit more, and every small details leading to a big change. So it's all about action, and you have to take this responsibility to reach a better work-life balance. Well, that was the first part. I hope you enjoyed it so far. We are heading now to the corporate health management, which is the main topic for today. And we are talking also about the question, is an effective investment or waste of money? I guess this question is pretty hard to answer because if you look it from different angles, yeah, it's hard to see what's right or what's wrong. We are heading now back to the Mentimeter because I want to know from you, what does your company offer in terms of corporate health management? Write down 3 to 5 keywords, like for say if they are offering functional training or workshops or for the environment, standing desks, for example. What's in your mind? And if your company doesn't provide something in corporate health management, you can write down the keywords what you're wishing for. So we want to have a word cloud after that to see what what is there right now. So Guillermo, we switch back. Oh, that works good. We wait a second. I guess we wait one more second till the end. Okay, there's nothing at all. All right. Oh, there are still coming more. I guess we are waiting a little bit more seconds. Sabbatical is a good one, if they are offering that, but it's good. Standing desk as well. All right. Okay, wait a second, I make a picture of it. So I got it. Okay, let's moving back to the presentation. So I hope you see my screen right again.
Yes, we're seeing it.
Okay, good. Yeah, as we have seen in the Mentimeter, there are a lot of things they're offering. I think it's pretty good. And yeah, there are different options a company can promote the health of their employees. Of course, there are some sport activities. That's the easiest one, on and offline. I mean, there are functional training, yoga, Pilates, stretching, office timeout, mindfulness training, meditation, running groups, outdoor things, and also discount for fitness providers, which I have seen here in the word cloud. And yeah, this is, let's say, the easiest part to bring the people a little bit more to the movement. Also, a big thing could be social programs and events like, let's say, bike to work campaigns. This is one from the government here in Switzerland. Every company could join that to set up some groups and they bike to work for 1 month or something like that. Also workshops, work-life balance workshops or cooking workshops, challenges, maybe 10,000 steps a day, could be social programs to bring up a little bit more movement, bring up a little bit more knowledge to the employees. And also a big part is the working environment and the working conditions, because I guess a lot of people, or a big part of the people, are not eager to join sport activities, but you can also do something for your employees and for their health in this area, because let's say standing desks. I have also seen that on the word cloud, or you can provide water dispensers, restrooms, flexible working hours, sport opportunities during the working hours. This is also very impactful. Then healthy catering or food options. I also saw this, free fruits, yeah, or healthcare programs like massage, medical support. Yeah, these are kind of options which are here. And yeah, the problem every company has is how they want to implement it. And since over 5 years now, we are implementing corporate health management programs for different companies. And we are working mostly in the sport activities and also with social programs. And I want to give you now an insight what we did and some examples and solutions. So two of our customers are Hiteshi ABB and the Canton Aargau. And we are providing weekly sport and movement activities. They're mostly during the lunchtime. We are teaching functional training sessions, yoga, Pilates, and also office timeouts. So a coach joining the crew where they're working, go inside, and we make 15 minutes movement, stretching, stretching exercises to bring them a little bit more in motion. We do this on and offline. And our weekly sport and movement activities we provide with our own app. They can book their sessions and come to the workout. And so it's a very good thing. And during the COVID situation, the needs for an online training platform got bigger, and we also built up an online training platform which has some videos, some challenges in the case of training, mindfulness, meditation, and yeah, this works pretty good. We have a lot of people which joined us here, and yeah, we are really appreciated that we can go on with the program, because during the COVID we weren't able work with them in person. Everything was in the virtual form, but I guess you all know this also. Well, another project I was working on is for the Coca-Cola Hellenic Bottling Company in Switzerland. They had a project called Mental Health Weeks, and every 2 weeks I was running online training sessions for the employees, and we offered information material about the 4 pillars we have seen before. And every 2 weeks, we were running a challenge of the week to motivate the employees to do something more for their personal health. So this campaign was an online content project only, and as the result of it, they had a pretty good impact for the employees. So this is also something which could work out pretty well. Well, this was 2 or 3 examples what we did, and yeah, of course, corporate health management costs money, and every company has the same questions when we get in touch with new companies which want to do something in the corporate health management, and they're asking the same question. And the first one is the offer being used? This is the big question, or what is the true added value of corporate health management in our case, or how to measure the added value. And of course, this is a big or a hard question. And yeah, there are a lot of chances, but on the other side, we also have some risks, which you have to find a balance and to find out where you want to invest your money wisely. So what are the chances? Verifiably, there is a reduction of sick leave and injuries. In Hitachi ABB, we could see that, and you can also find this out by if you do service in regular times, and we find out, or the company find out, the employee performance is increased, and also the job satisfaction and the reputation as an employer. So on this side, the chances for a company is they can get a better reputation, the employees are more satisfied, and if they are in a good shape, if they are healthy, if they're having a good work-life balance, they can work more, they can give more. And on the chance side, this one is pretty good. But also there are risks. I mean, the offers are not used or just poorly used, or only people who already do sports use the offers. This is a big problem. Or that means the measure has an added value, but for the wrong target group. So then it could be a waste of money. If you are running sport courses and workshops and stuff, and the people don't use it, or only a few people which are already in a good shape use it, so you're talking to the wrong target group. So this is the big problem. To get a little bit more insights, we had a big opportunity last year. We had a member of us who is working for the Canton Aargau, and he has written a bachelor thesis, and he examined the effect of the implemented programs we did on the corporate health management for the Canton Aargau. And he also took a deeper look in the relation of the COVID situation we had in the last year. So the results we had for the COVID situation, and also with the home office situation, did have an impact on the health of the employers. So also the switch from live training to the virtual training was a huge problem here. A lot of people weren't eager to went online and train online on the virtual form. And because the social factor in group sport activities is very, very important. That's one big learning we had from the past years. Generally, we could say the offers are very much appreciated and also used. We have a good numbers of people which are working out with us, doing something for their health. And in conclusion, health perception is higher with regular sporting activity. That's what the survey and the measurements which we did was showing to us. But we also had some big learnings about this work he did, and I want to share this with you as well. A big problem was the internal communication and the advertising inside the organization. Of course, Canton Aargau is not one company, it's a state here in Switzerland, and they have different companies, let's say, which are closed in. And the problem is that with the advertising, a lot of people didn't know about our program we were running, and this was a big learning for us in this case. Also, the locations or the times of the sporting activities, it's very important to have a survey to take the people, the target group inside the planning process, so you can set up the things right. So the chances are higher that the things, the courses or the workshops are getting used. A big problem we also facing right now is the COVID restrictions. First, it was training with a mask, which was coming from the government, and right now it's about the 3G rules, which says you need to be vaccinated, recovered, or tested. And this one is a big problem we were facing right now with the number of people, and also a lot of people are still in the home office area. And yeah, we need to set it up a little bit better next year. We need to invest a little bit more in advertising to bring the people inside our courses, in our programs, to do a little bit more for their health. Well, I'm coming to the conclusion. Yeah, corporate health management is not a waste of money when the offer is attractive and adjusted for the right target group. So the offer must be tailored to the needs of the employees, and you can do it by doing a survey. It's very important to take their opinion in. Of course, you can't meet everyone's opinion, but you need to go in general to have a deeper look what they want and build the project or the offer around the needs of the target group. Good advertising strategy is very important. You need to be in the mind for them. You need to have some campaigns to be around, that they build up an awareness for a healthy lifestyle. And I guess you need to do it online and offline, during meetings and some stuff, and there are big opportunities to do so. Of course, the reputation can be going up, and I guess this is a very good thing or takeaway from our survey we did, or for the work our member did. The reputation of the Canton Aargau as an employer was increased. So I guess as a company you can gain more reputation if you do have a good corporate health management system. So for me, the added value is clearly given, but you need to do the things right. And yeah, as generally, as I say, if you're in the personal life, I mean, if you do something for your health, it's never an investment. It's an investment and never an expense. So I guess we have only one life, we have only one health, and we need to take care about it. And everything we do, everything our company is doing, it's an investment, not an expense. So that's from my point of view. Well, thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed it so far. The time is running, and I want to make sure that we can have some open discussion after that. If you want to stay in touch with me, you can go by email or on the social media. And well, thank you very much. If you have some question, we are heading now to the open discussion, I would say.
Thank you, Pascal. We already have been receiving some questions and a few comments, so I'm going to start with the first one. What do you recommend as the main protein sources in a plant-based diet?
Yeah, this is a hard one. This is pretty a hard one. Yeah, I mean, generally, if your goal is to lose weight, you need to, and you're working out, maybe let's say you make strength training, it's recommended to use 1.8 to 2.2 gram per kilogram a day. That means it's about 180 to 220 grams a day. And now think about all the plant-based protein sources. They're pretty low. I mean, broccoli or all the vegetable stuff, or the fruits, they don't really have much protein inside them. And I would recommend, if the goal is to lose weight, to build muscle, you need to take a supplement, and there are a lot of good options for plant-based or vegan-based supplements, and you need to take something with supplements. You don't come around without it, and yeah, it is how it is. Protein is very important for the structure to build up the muscle, and you can't do it only with the plant-based diet.
Thank you very much, Pascal. Let's go to the next one. Nicoleta is asking, drawing from your cold health management experience, what are the types of initiatives you collaborate most with companies?
Sorry, I didn't get it right now.
Yeah, she's asking, with your experience with the corporate health management, which kind of initiative are you more used to have in the companies that you are working in?
So where this initiative is coming from? From the people, for the workers, or for the companies?
It doesn't specify it.
Okay.
I understand it that way. Maybe an explanation, which kind of approaches you do with your companies you're collaborated with.
Oh, what kind of approach? Yeah. Okay. Of course, I'm the sports guy, or we are the sporting company. So our approach is about being active. So we want to move the people a little bit more. And we are offering, as I said, a lot of sporting activities. But also a very important part is the mindfulness thing. And also we are running mindfulness training, such as meditation, qigong. You need to paint the whole picture, which means not all the people are willing or eager to work out, to go to a training class, and it's very important to have some soft movement areas as well. And from this case, as I explained, we also do some office timeouts where they can meet us online every day on the same time. We are providing some stretching things. Sometimes it's about breathing. Sometimes it's a little bit about mindset. It's a 15-minute program, and this works pretty well, and the people liking it very much. And like this, you can stay in touch with them a little bit better. You can give them some advices and make sure they take the right action. So our approach, like we are working, is more on the get active. That's our approach. We are working with them.
Thank you. We also have a comment from Marit from Coca-Cola that she's saying that they have worked with you in Coca-Cola during the spring in Switzerland. And she says, I personally took out a lot from the 4 Pillars program that we offered to all of employees, focusing on their workout, nutrition, recovery, and positive mindset. I barely use elevators, try to eat as much vegetables as possible, and take a break after a thought workout working day and start the day with positive thoughts. Many thanks to Pascal for the good cooperation. It was very inspiring to work with you.
Great, that sounds great. Yeah, well, this project was pretty good. I guess it had a huge impact, and I mean, I guess it's very important to stay constantly as a company. You need to work on these projects constantly. You can't implement one thing and think or expect that it works over the whole year. And I guess every human needs to be primed in a positive way. You need to hear it regularly to hear what's good. You need to have a good mindset, eat better, sleep more, and so on. And this was a good opportunity with Coca-Cola to have a good impact on these 4 pillars. And yeah, I'm really enjoyed that something still lasts about that presentation. Yeah, cool.
Also, we are receiving a personal question. When you did kickboxing competitions, how did your diet vary? The numbers of vegetables per day was the same?
Well, I was in a good, let's say, I was in the good opportunity that I worked. I fought in the heavyweight class, the division. So in the beginning, I didn't I didn't have to cut my weight in the beginning. But I was starting to experiment a little bit and went down with my weight till 89 kilograms, and from there on I had to have a very strict diet. So I was implementing, of course, a lot of protein. It was about 50% or 60% carbohydrates. It was depending a little bit on the phase where I was in, but 50 to 60% carbohydrates, protein about 30%, and 10 to 15% fat. So yeah, during this time, for me especially, it was a big problem during the whole. I worked out sometimes twice a day. It was very difficult for me to reach my calorie intake every day, and to lose weight is good if you're on that side. But when I went up again, I had to take some supplements like weight gainers to reach my weight. And yeah, I guess it's very important on every phase you're in that you're looking what is my goal and how can I reach that, and then build up the foundation for the diet. And yeah, you have to track it a little bit down. I would highly recommend that everyone should do this once a year or twice a year, that you download an app on your cell phone and then you track once 1 week, 7 days in general, and then you see how your macro nutritions are, and you see, do I eat too much carbohydrates? Do I eat too less proteins? Do I eat too much fats or trans fats? And then you have a good overview, and from there you can build it up a little bit more properly. Yeah.
We have also a question that is asking Fernando, what's the sport you will say requires less time but is most effective?
Which sport is most effective? I would say it's strength training in combination with high intensity interval training, heat. Because I mean, there are some, yeah, a lot of people think if you want to lose weight, you need to go running for 1 hour and more, or you do the cardio, and this isn't actual. Yeah, this isn't true anymore. So I would recommend strength training to have a solid foundation, and mix it up with high intensity interval training, such as functional training or CrossFit workouts, to burn more calories. Because the big advantage of high intensity interval training is you can burn some more calories after the workout. So the afterburning process is still working. And yeah, I would highly recommend strength training and interval training to make as a habit. And yeah, start easy, 1-2 sessions a week, and then build a solid foundation and work on from there. Yeah.
Also, Pascal, I have a question on my own. If we have to speak about the 4 pillars that you just mentioned, in your opinion, with which of them we will notice a greater impact on our general health in less time if we start to change our habits today? So if we have to change only one of the
you want to start change something today, which has the big impact?
Exactly.
Ooh, that's a hard one. Good question. It depends a little bit about what your goal should be. I would say if losing weight is one of your goals and you're working out a little bit, then the biggest game changer would be to increase the intake of protein. This one is very important. Another one I would recommend is, yeah, that's a hard one. What is the big change for one habit? I guess if you don't work out regularly, you need to start working out once a week. That's your goal. And from there, if you did it for 1-2 months, then you can go on with that. And yeah, I guess, yeah, it depends a little bit about the goal. So this question is pretty hard. Yeah. But yeah, I guess nutrition, if you do small changes in nutrition, you can see very fast some results. So yeah, it depends a little bit about the goal.
So continuing the conversation, there is a question of Nicoleta that I think is going to help with that. What are the 2-3 key habits that you used to have as a professional sportsman that you still keep today?
Okay. So the first one, it's very funny. Right before I was writing a post, because next Monday I have my 20 years anniversary with kickboxing. So next Monday from 20 years ago, I was starting kickboxing, and I was writing about, yeah, sometimes people ask me what's the key to success. And one thing I could say over these years as an athlete and also as a coach is consistency is the key to success. This is what I can say 100%, because I mean, a lot of people start things, then they are falling in 1 or 2 months, and then they don't see the results and they giving up. And I would say I don't expect from anyone to work out 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, to have the best nutrition, to have the best recovery, to have the best mindset. But I would say implement small things every day or every week, and then stick to it for a long period, let's say 6 months. So for me, I'm a little bit against about it's not a healthy lifestyle. It's not an 8-week program. A healthy lifestyle is not a 12-week diet or something like that. So a healthy lifestyle is a decision you make every day. And I mean, you don't need to be perfect, but in my opinion, if you are consistent and eager to working hard, you can then everything is possible. And that's especially for me the biggest point which I take away from this 20 years. Yeah, you need to work hard. You need to stay hungry and be consistent. That's the main thing I would say. Yeah.
Thank you, Pascal. We don't have any more questions of the audience, but we have another comment from Marit congratulating you because of this 20-year anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah, 20 years ago, I was never dreaming of what could I have achieved, but yeah, that's a very cool journey. And yeah, and now I'm really happy to work as a coach, full time as a coach, and share my knowledge with all the athletes or the people I'm able to work with. And yeah, I'm kind of the motivating side. I mean, yeah, I think positive Positive thinking is very important for me, and I think this is going to be the game changer. And I have one hack for you. It came in my mind right now, which you asked me. For me, if someone says, I want to lose a little bit weight or I have a goal, I would say you need to keep the number of your weight in your mind, and then you have only focus on that weight. Then you have to live, be positive, and only keep that number in your mind. And as I saw it with my clients also, you reach it earlier. If you don't struggle with yourself, and if you see it, oh, my weight is too high, or my form is not there yet, I guess this is a very good task. If you take a number, which weight you want to reach, and then work towards this goal, working out, have a good nutrition, drink enough, sleep enough. I mean, it's not that pretty hard. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Pascal. So if there is no more questions, the only thing that I can say is thank you very much again, Pascal, for being here and sharing so much information about things that maybe in our day-to-day life we are not thinking about it, but I think it's very important. For instance, in my case, I never take into account the nutrition, and I used to work out and go to the gym, but I never pay attention to that, and I think that is something that I have to change. So thank you very much again, Pascal, and thanks for the audience for these very interesting questions. And I have to remind you that the Virtual Summit is not over. We have the final session about leadership that is going to start at 5 o'clock, and I hope to see you soon. So thanks again, Pascal.
Thank you very much. Have a good day
Thank
and a
you.
good week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.